Hello guys, and welcome back to the another class of our course about Python. So until now we saw many things and we talk about the if statement, and right now it's time to put everything in practice. So what I want to do in this class is really practicing the if statement that we learned before, as well as functions and putting everything together. So very simple. What I propose you guys doing today is small basic app that will be conversion between user and person. So in this case, what exactly will the app look like? So the first thing we will do is tell the rules of our user. So the rules will simply be answering each question by yes or no. So if the user says yes to this, I will go to the next question. If the user says no, we will simply print stop. Then ask the first question, second question and third question and the fourth question. Well, third question because it stops at trick question. So basically this is the goal of our app. So let's start. But what exactly will start in this case? We'll put everything inside the function because if we don't do this, it simply will not work. Alright, so how exactly will this work? We will write down firstly def is the way to tell Python we start our function here. The name of our function will be question, so simply name the question. So the first thing we'll write down rules. So the first variable that we'll have inside our function, that will be variable rule. In this case, we will ask our user input. You need to answer every question, so we will write down it. You need to answer every question by yes or no. Do you understand? So here our user will give us an answer by yes or no. Alright, so once again the user read this, he will answer. So we will start with our if statement. So if the variable rules is not equal to yes, so if it's equal to no. So if the variable rules is equal to no, we want to return stop. So in this case, we will ask Python to print, let's say, try again. Great. So you can see guys, right now our first rule is very simple. If our user returns yes, we go to the next question. If no, function will stop here. This is why we use the return statement. In this case, we'll stop our function right here. If in case it not respected, great. So once this is done, it's time to write our second question. In this case, it will be else. So what happening in this case? That is not respected. Well, this is respected, so we will print our next question. Great. So we have everything right now. Next thing that we want to do is write down first question. So once again we will use a variable to write down the question, or in this case we will have question 1. So quest 1, and the question 1 will be very simple. We will ask our user, are you hungry? So once again we will write down an input function because we want answer from him. Are you hungry? And once again we will have our if statement. So if variable quest is not equal to yes or equal to no, so we want to return, so we will give the answer to user, return. Then let's go for walk. Go for walk. In this case we will tell this to our user. So once again the question is, if this variable right here is not equal to yes, then we return to our user, let's go for walk, and everything stops here. So the app will stop here. In this case, that the answer is yes. So here is not yes, but if the answer is yes, in this case, what do we want to do? Well, we simply go to the next question. So print else. So next question. Great. So what's the next thing? So right now we will ask our user, do you want to eat at restaurant? Since our user is hungry, we want to ask him he wants to eat somewhere. So once again we will store our variable right here. So write down input function and ask our user, do you want to eat at restaurant? Do you want to eat at restaurant? Great. So right now we have our second variable or our second question. Now it's time to ask question. So if we will write down the if statement. So we ask our user, if the question number 2 is not equal to yes, we want Python to return, come eat at my place. Great. So as you can see, if this variable is not equal to yes, we want Python to return come eat at my place. So right now we have our two questions. So next thing with our if statement here is, in this case true, but if it's equal to yes, what exactly from Python we want to print us next question. Next question. Once again the print next question. Well, we are not in obligation to use it, but once again it could be good thing to use it. We could work with else statement. So next thing we go to the last question. Once again we will have our last question. In this case what we want to do, the exact same thing. We store our variable which will be quest 3. So question number 3. So in this case it's last question, once again input, and we ask our user, do you want to eat a pizza? So in this case if quest 3, our user tells us that he wants to eat pizza, then tell him let's go to eat pizza. In this case that tells us that he don't want to eat pizza. We will tell him let's go to eat a burger. So we write down yes. Alright. So in this case that our user tells us no or answer is equal to yes, we will return print let's go to eat burger. Then, and in this case that answer is yes, we will return print let's go to eat pizza. So right now we have absolutely everything that we need to be able to run our app. So let me just summarize everything that we just wrote. So once again we start with the dep. Dep means the opening of a function. So we write down our function name, which is question. And what inside our function? Very simple. We have the rules. So input, you need to answer every question by yes or no. Do you understand? So right now we have our variable rules. So variable rules is not equal to yes. We return try again. If it's equal to yes, we return next question and we go to the next question. So in this case, the next question will be, are you hungry? If you are hungry is not equal to yes, then we return, let's go for a walk. If it's equal to yes, we return next question. And we do same thing for question number 2 and question number 3. So let's run our app. So you can see it doesn't work. So the way that we have to run our app is very simple. We write down a question right here. So we write down the name of our function. Here we run our app once again. Let's do this. So first question, you need to answer every question by yes or no. Do you understand? So let's say we write down no. And see, try again. And it stops. And if we run our app and say yes, are you hungry? So in this case, yes. Next question, do you want to eat at restaurant? Let's say I wrote no. Come eat at my place. And this is where the app stops. Everything works perfectly. So once again, run our app. To answer every question, we understand. Yes, I understand. Are you hungry? So in this case, let's say yes. Do you want to eat at restaurant? Yes. Do you want to eat pizza? Let's say no. Let's go to eat burger then. So as you can see, every time that I answer yes, it goes to the next question. If I answer no, everything stops here. So this is the goal of this app. Once again, we just ask question to our user, and as you can see, it's something very basic. Once again, it puts everything that you guys just learn into practice. So I hope you guys understand much better if statement and how to use it. You understand functions and everything because it's very important part of Python. So right now wrote a very simple code, but you will see more advanced in the course. You will learn more things, so you will need to remember absolutely. Well, you will need to remember everything if you want to be good in programming, so I will suggest you to practice with me every time that we do small exercise like this. So that's it for this class guys, and see you in next class.